Our glorious city was built by the divinities, by gods who saw fit to bestow the gift of a paradise, peaceful and harmonious upon us mere mortals below. And made Eldorado the magnificent and golden 1,000 years ago. Eldorado, Eldorado, Eldorado.
We're gonna see, the model is gonna come in, the model is gonna be wearing a black Gopio lace dress, and we're going to accessorize it for office, and we're gonna show you tips on how to take that to nighttime or to party mode.
Okay, let's say that then.
The model here is wearing a little black dress in a Gopio lace fabric, and this is very suitable for the office. So she has on a black blazer and a chunky necklace and plain black shoes. So this way she can rock it to the office and still, she can look trendy to the office and still have the opportunity to rock it at nighttime. So for nighttime, all we have to do is take off the jacket, change her accessories, she'll wear earrings. Now, all we had to do was take off the jacket and wear some bright, colorful accessories. She put her hair down, she's wearing gorgeous earrings, and change her shoes. So that is one way to take an outfit from office daytime to nighttime.
Tell me, the fashion sense in the Niger Delta, where would you place it in the world front? Okay. As a young girl in Isoko Delta, originating from Warri. It's amazing, a lot of talents coming out from this city. It's amazing. Where would you place the fashion world, in the world? I don't want to relegate it. Where would you say Warri is in the top chart?
When it comes to Nigerian fashion, I think the South, from the South, the rivers, the Delta, we're very colorful people. If you check from our history and tradition, and we have a very rich culture. And I think it's just not, we haven't really harnessed what the Delta fashion is, because the Yoruba fashion it's at the forefront because of the way they've carried it. So it's our responsibilities as designers in Delta to represent the Delta and the Southern fashion sense into our design, so people can appreciate what we're about. Because we have a very rich heritage here.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's where, so tell me, your line of collection, where do you get inspiration from? Like you talked about, we have the Ewoma collection, and what other collections do you have?
We've had the Scarlet collection, which was launched February. That was our Valentine's Day collection. And we had Awestruck, that's Wonderstruck. We did that was LVM Fashion Week, that was last year in Port Harcourt as well. So we'll try as much as possible to do something new every 6 months, so to keep people aware of new trends that are available to them. And so, so that's how it's been.
Where do you get your inspiration from? Do you sleep and see designs? A lot of people I get inspiration from anywhere, trust me.
The inspiration comes from everywhere. It comes from a need. It comes from a personal style of a client. So sometimes the client walks in and, my clients inspire me, first of all, because I know this individual people, they have very definite ways they want to express themselves. So most of the time you have to put two design inspiration together and brings to life a new one. So I'm inspired by people that I meet, from buildings, colors, the sun, whatever it is. I go to the market, I'm inspired by just roaming the market and seeing different colors.
A lot of things that you can go by with. Exactly. You just see a lot of things and you say, Vera Nora can achieve this. Yeah. Okay, we'll go on a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Listen to ABS. If you need your
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, the program is Moments of Eldorado, and I've been discussing Vera Nora. It's been a breathtaking time discussing with you. Probably if I never did anything aside the media, probably I'll go into designing, but a lot of time. Tell me, Vera, are you into any charity work?
Yeah, we try as much as possible to give back because the community here has given me so much, and so what I do, we have a partnership with NYC here in Warri, and so we train NYC students, for half scholarship. So they get to pay half of what we normally charge. So that's my social responsibility program. So we bring, because there are lots of, NYC brings people from different parts of the country, this way. So that's how we show hospitality to them. And so we go up to them, give them trainings, and counsel them on style and fashion. And it's an ongoing. We've had over 36 this year. So in 2015 we are looking at doubling that number. So.
A larger crowd. Okay, we'll go personal now, Vera. Drum rolls. Nobody wants to go very personal. Trust me, when you tell me your sis you want to go personal, you don't have to wear personal. No. You have to put a break on that. Okay. Is there anyone special in your life?
There are a lot of special people in my life.
Okay. I knew you were going to say that. Because that's what I get. When you ask me, I'll say a lot of special people. My parents, my siblings. It's special. Yeah. Okay, that one very special person. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean. Of course, in as much as, we go through life trying to build something for ourselves, we need to stay grounded. We need people who will bring us back. And yeah, I have that. And it keeps me balanced and centered.
Exactly. Okay. So how very serious is that? So I need to tell a lot of people to stay off.
No, no, I'm trying to ruin this thing now.
Okay.
No, I mean, as serious as it can be, I'm all about, finding happiness right now. So most of the time when you think too far into the future, you end up forgetting to live now. Yeah. So I'm the kind of person that I'm thankful for where we are now, not worrying about, how it could be. Because if you keep fussing about, what the future is going to hold, you will not live your life.
High five. I know I give because I'm the one who lives in the present. Yeah. I say enjoy it while it's now, what you can see. I know Vera is trying to be very smart with that question. She's my kind of girl. I know where you're going to. So Vera, tell me, you have siblings. Yeah. How many?
I have 2 siblings, a brother and a younger sister.
You have a younger sister. How do you cope?
Oh my gosh, she wants to wear my clothes.
Yes. My sisters play dress up. You know what? I just chased my sisters out of my room recently. It's amazing how they just want to be there. So tell me, how do you cope with your siblings all around you?
My brother is he's close to my age, so we get along. We're like best friends, so we get along perfectly. But the younger one, she's I'm almost 12 years older than her, so she's really little, and she looks up to me. So that's one of the things where even if you want to give up, you have to think about people whose lives are connected to yours in one way or another. So you keep going.
Exactly.
And so I do it for them.
All right. I'm going to take a little bit from your sibling and come back to the personal questions. You have a brother, yeah? So is Vera Nora thinking of doing a meal collection?
Yeah, we have it's in the works already. We're going to be, you can shop Vera Nora on Jumia, so starting this Christmas. So we're working
Excellent.
we're working on an exclusive collection for Jumia men's line. So as soon as we have more information on that, you all will be the first to know.
Okay, because it's the Vera woman. Yes. Where's the man? I'm advocating for you guys here. So on Jumia, you would have the men collection coming out, so they should watch out for that. Yeah. So you like you said earlier, you have the family, loved ones that keep you balanced. Yeah. How do you juggle your everyday life? How do you still stay amongst friends? Because sometimes some of my friends, they get upset with me. Yeah. I sometimes forget to return mails, to return text messages. It's hurtful. Some of them understand you, some of them don't. So how do you keep Vera Nora being very creative, the superwoman? Like she calls herself the alpha female. Yeah. I love that, when I saw that I was like, that's good. So how do you stay balanced, keeping friends, hanging out, trying to be you?
The balance is the most important thing, because if one part of your life is not balanced, you can't function properly. So you need an equal amount of spirituality, you need an equal amount of family life, social life. So I try as much as possible to not let one area, lack. So, when it's time to let your hair down, switch off, forget about work, and you do that because it's vital to your development as a human being. So it's very important that we stay grounded and, go through all these areas equally.
Still keep friends connected.
Exactly.
Because they're important. Tell me, Vera, I know you'd love to read. I know because I remember there was a novel I wanted to get from Vera. You remember? I think it's by Chimamanda Adichie. And I think you told me, why don't you give me the money? I'll buy it for me when I'm coming from Lagos. I was like, oh my God. There's a people who don't share their novels at all.
No, that's one thing. I don't share my
Okay, in your line of reading, tell me one author that has inspired you connecting to your line of work.
Okay. I try as much as possible to read faith-based books. I'm a Christian, and so it's very important to me that even if we don't get to spend as much time as we want, going to like church, so I try as much as possible to read the Bible. So I think the best book I can think about, my Bible is one of the most important things that keep me grounded, and it has everything. It has humor, it has stories. If you're looking at fiction, depends on how you see it that day. It can be fiction to you, it can be a message the next day. So I think, I can say the Bible is one of the most inspirational books that I've read, and I think I can't find anything to beat it. But I'm reading a lot of African a lot of African authors now. Chimamanda she's inspiring. Exactly. So yeah.
Exactly. Somewhere, that's a Nigerian making waves there. Tell me, Vera, you talked about the Bible. What's your most inspirational part? Because someone asked me, what's a verse that takes your head down when I think about it? I like Jeremiah 29:11. What's your verse?
There's so much. Like I can't think. It depends on where you are. I think where I'm right now, Matthew 7:8. It tells us that before you pray, God knows what you need before you ask. So most of the time when we're in situations, we don't know where it's leading to, or we don't even know what to ask for. We don't know if it's protection we ask for, or inspiration, or, it's telling us that God knows where, or God knows what we want at that particular time. Right. So that's what gives me a lot of solace now. And so I think that's where I'm at. So I'm reading a lot of Matthew now. And
exactly. Probably I should tune to that. There's a lot of inspiration coming out there. So tell me, Vera, what's your best hangout point? For me, I want to hang out and just play a little bit of dress up, be free. My bedroom, that's my first place, trust me. I just want to let out, Every girl has that point.
Yeah, where you just want to be by yourself and, look at clothes.
Myself and my alone time. Yeah. Sometimes I just take myself to the movies, I just watch it and feel, yes, this is Otis' time. So where's that your hangout and that's your Vera's time?
Any free time that I get, most of the time, because I'm either working or on the road, so I get to travel a lot. So the only time that I, get to spend with myself, probably trying to finish a book or, seeing a movie. So I like being by myself. As you get older, you actually realize that your company isn't that bad. So when I have a little time to myself, I probably go get a massage or, go to the salon or read a book. So my time, if I'm not with friends, my alone time, I'm probably reading a book or something.
Okay. It's a little bit boring,
Yes, I'm very boring.
It's a little bit boring to say my alone time will be with books and all of that. I was like, boring, But basically, she's a very interesting lady. Vera, tell me, in the world of tearing people down, because gradually that's where we're seeing it now, in the world where people love to tear themselves apart, basically, some people don't know. Like you said, as you grow older, you find out that your company is not that bad. Yeah. Being your best friend is like it saves you a lot of stress, and all of that. So, in the world where we find out we tear a lot of people down and a lot of things are going on, how do you stay focused?
You gotta know what's important from the beginning, and so you shouldn't be easily swayed, because the fashion industry is very ruthless. There are lots of people that want to be with you because of freebies, or so you have to know those people that mean well from the beginning, because like the Drake songs says, no new friends. So you just have to stay focused, and it's not about, you just have to stay focused, because you'll get distracted. A lot of things that would annoy you and make you want to give up, but as long as you stay focused and remind yourself, what's important, I don't think you have a problem.
Tell me, are you having any international collaboration with any international artists? Is that something that is in your line of thinking? How is 2015 going to be like? Are you thinking of this is what I'm going to do, a collaboration with an upcoming artist just like me, because already you're a brand yourself.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking for to do with another fashion designer?
Right now we're trying to expand. I think every year we try as much as possible to push the envelope, because we make targets at the beginning of the year, and at the targets we made at the beginning of the year, we've fast surpassed a lot of them. So the new targets for 2014 is to move to a different city. And so we're going to be opening like a design school in Port Harcourt and have an office in Lagos. So expansion is what's on our mind in 2015. So that's what you should watch out for.
Okay, we should watch out for that. Tell me, you started from MOE. A lot of people do not think that this is a place one can excel. As a Delton, yeah, and a young child who grew up from where you were giving birth to here, yeah. How would you say can be one way for the government and all those people watching us now? What would be your word to say about the grass, the land called Delta State? Because a lot of people, when you mention Warri, Delta States, there's one thing that comes into their mind. Trust me, all over the world, my dear. I actually went for a course in the US, yeah. I met with a friend of mine, and I said, oh, okay, friend will ask him, where are you from? I said, I'm from Edo State. Where do you reside? I said, I'm from Delta State. For the main fact I called myself a Nigerian. You people still fighting Ebola. That's what he said, Ebola. And the fighting in the north, has it ended? Because they feel everywhere you come in Nigeria, everyone is fighting. Tell me, as a young rising designer who started from Delta State, what would be the light you're giving out there? What would you say to people that are starting? What would be the message coming from here? Because I don't know.
It's difficult. I go into a place and, when I tell them I'm from here, they're like, why? Why are you in Delta? Like, why are you not in Lagos? And I'm like, why do I have to be in Lagos? It is not, I'm trying to tell them it's not as much as where you're from or where you are. As long as the quality of your work can rival people from different cities, different parts of the world, it's not that, it's not that important. But being a Delta and being from Warri, I tell people it's my edge. When people say, oh, you're from Warri, people are going to look at you. I'm like, no, that's what makes me interesting. My life doesn't have to be perfect. That's what makes people interesting. So I'm from Delta, and I'm a Warri girl doing amazing things. And so that's one of the things. I think people should stop focusing on the negative. There's so much positivity here, but we just see what we want to see. So what I'm doing now is telling them that we are proud. There are amazing people in Delta. We are so hospitable. We are very creative people here, and so that's how it is.
Okay, you talked about your expansion now, trying to open a Veranera collection in Port Harcourt, and you're also opening an office in Lagos. Where lives the originating ground? What will happen in Delta State, Veranera's couture hair?
Delta is where the headquarters. That's where it's gonna be. My mom is here, and so it's something she loves doing, something she gave to me. So there's no how I can take it away from here and take it away from her, because I'm from Delta. So the Delta headquarters is gonna be here. Like in 2015, we're working on a mega design factory here that different designers from different parts of Nigeria can use. So we're trying to work with some investors to build a design hub. You know how people go to China to produce large scale? So we're trying to build something like that.
Fashion house.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. So, it's going to keep us, it's going to make sure the fashion industry here in Delta is, we have a better light. And so with sponsorship from a lot of corporate organizations, we're hoping in 2015 we can at least set up. So we're very hopeful. We have a lot of plans for it.
Hope. All I can say is go break a leg in 2015. Yeah, it's amazing talking to this young lady in a world where women want to tear themselves apart. Women do not want to encourage themselves to become a better person. All I can say is that look for the positive mind. Encourage yourself with like minds like Veranera, who's doing so well for herself, all the way from Delta State, Warri. A lot of amazing talents striving to becoming a voice here. And already you're a brand, and I'm excited how a lot of people talk about Veranera. You don't want to know. After the cameras, I'll tell you that. Trust me. You've been listening or watching wherever you're watching us from. The program has been Moments of El Dorado on the African Broadcasting Network. It's an amazing and inspirational time talking to a young woman and her mother who started all from nothing 30 years ago, and amazingly they're doing something. All I can say is that just watch for more inspirational talks and achievements from a lot of people. I've been working with a lot of hosts, wonderful people here. Ima, thank you. Mine, thank you so much. And Obina, thank you. Tammy, thank you so much. And you just stay by. Another program more interesting than this is coming your way. Bye-bye.
And golden
watching the African Broadcasting Network, your family station.